Ho, 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 ho. I hope
Santa
people had a very merry, good Christmas. Ho, 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 ho.
One too many hoes.
Well, yes, I've been guilty of that. Ho, 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 ho. Get it?
Are you
Yeah,
calling
but
me? Are you calling me a
So
hoe?
have I.
Are you calling me a hoe?
No.
ho. Yeah, take that. Take
Look at that. Cancelled before we're back.
yes. Good to see you guys. We were just in the green room there having a bit of a chat about things, and StreamYards have changed everything behind the screen, behind the how you run things. So it took me a little bit of a while there to find the video, guys, and also the color. I don't like this color. So while you guys are talking, I'm going to go back and see if I can find that original orange that we had. Complaining as usual.
Yeah, our trademark colors have gone.
See,
yeah,
it's just typical, isn't it? Typical. I think, in my day as a, as an IT professional, you did user requirements, and you gathered up what the user wanted, and then you implemented those depending on cost. Yep. Now your software engineer is sitting there going, what can I do next? Yes, I think I'll do that. Yes, I think I'll do that. It's like we didn't ask for that. We're fine. Stop it now.
If it's not broken, don't fix it. That's what I say.
Correct.
Well, yes, you see.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. Well, I'm stupid. I like to keep it simple.
Thanks, boys, for jumping on. I think we've done this for the last few years. We've got together just after Christmas to talk about how much chicken, turkey, and Christmas puddings and ham we've eaten. I certainly had my share. We've got a couple of things that we want to talk about as far as what Santa Claus left us. I've got one thing here to show, and one thing to talk about that has not arrived. That Santa left for me. And if you were following Brad, the backdoor man, on Instagram, you would have seen a couple of cool videos that he's put up. That
I'll share them. I'll share them when we're ready. I'll share them.
That Santa. Well, we're assuming it was Santa. Anyway, somebody got. So we look forward to that. And the Rock Professor.
Let's assume it wasn't. Well, I don't. I mean, I've got a few odd things, but nothing very spectacular. I mean, what do you buy the man who has everything? So I don't want it.
I keep telling people that.
I know, but it's my family have taken it to heart. Unfortunately, not bought me millions of things that I don't need. I got one. I got one of the things is being used right now. See, look at this. You see.
Oh, fantastic!
Oh, wow, beautiful.
Got a little light that just clips onto your phone like that. You see, lights.
I need to get something like that actually, because these lights above me, they sort of put me in the shade a little bit. I've noticed. See?
It's just a little light. You can change it to like white light, brown light, and stuff. And it's quite. I've got on the brown setting, it's a bit warm. But, we changed the brilliance to it and things. I need to figure out a bit more. But just clip it on your thing. It just gives you a bit of extra lighting on the old. Maybe I don't need it.
Always good to have you a bit more light there, Simon. Always a little bit.
Always. Yeah. Yes. As long as it's sort of that sort of slightly brown light, so the old wrinkles don't show up too quick.
Well, we are on holiday. We're not doing anything special. We're just getting together to talk about what we did for Christmas. I've got a few things that I've got to do later, so we're just going to do a bit of a quick show and talk about Christmas. Brad, I think we'll pass the ball on to you, bro. Christmas. Saw that you had your mum with you guys this year.
Yep. Just my mum this time. But just had a quiet little what would you call it? Little barbecue out Aussie Barbie style, bit of hot coals running and some gas as well.
Barbecue.
And shrimps on the Barbie. Bit of lamb, bit of chicken, bit of all the good stuff here that we love in Australia. I certainly feel like I've, put on a bit of size over Christmas. I can do it,
bulked up over Christmas.
Hey, I tell you, plenty of protein. Let's put it that way. I hope I don't offend anyone here, but very much carnivore-ish here in my household. I eat a lot of meat, and so yeah, I've certainly had my fix of protein over the last few days, and the leftovers. Well, the leftovers are all done now, but they don't last long in the house, and that was just a great sort of quiet Christmas, I guess, and not as busy as full on as usual. Less people around, unfortunately, but still beautiful to have those quiet little family things is good. It was great. How about you, Simon?
Oh well, I had the opposite. We had how many did we had? 14 for Christmas dinner.
Wow, I saw your photo actually. I saw your photo.
Well, I put up to the first thing was the ham, of course, because that's a small ham, 7 kilos.
Yes.
15-pound ham with bloody whole leg. The funny bit was I picked it up on the Monday, and I inherited from my mum a saucepan so big that it could cook a 7-pound ham. It's enormous, but it's aluminium, right? It's an old aluminium saucepan, and the place we were going to stay for the week in London only has induction hobs, so it wouldn't work on it. So I had to cook it before we left on the Monday for London. So I put it all in, boiled it for 3.5 hours. I can recommend meat thermometers, by the way. They're the way to tell if something's cooked or not. These meat thermometers have my timings. Just put it in. It goes to the right temperature. Take it out. Anyway, so there it is, bubbling away on the stove merrily. My next door neighbour comes around. You haven't got a saucepan for a ham, have you? Oh, leave that. I said, give me 2 hours, you'll be fine. So I had to leave her out, wash the saucepan out, and then take it next door for those who couldn't make their ham. We legged it off to London. So yeah, I'm in charge. In our household, I'm in charge of meat. So I cook the ham and I cook the turkey. That's my 2 jobs. Christmas. Did a perfect job for both of them.
Yeah,
legend I am. Yeah, but yeah, 14 of us for my sisters for Christmas dinner, and Boxing Day 20. That picture I put up for the whole family, kind of, that on those put in the little photo booth thing. That my niece Zoe did. I didn't do that. Somebody took all the photographs and she put it together. That was lovely, I thought. So we had 20, wild and crazy. All the kids running about.
The more the merrier. How about yourself, Andrew? What did you get up to for Christmas Day?
Yeah, you got up with some family and friends, mate. Usual. We had a barbecue as well. All the good food, that you associate with barbecues.
Yes.
You set up roast steaks, chicken. We had some fish on there as well. Some salads, always some great salads. Lots of food, lots of pudding. And because I don't drink, I'm there having a couple of Cokes, just watching a few mates and a few family members get slightly tipsy. It's always good watching people get a bit pissed, isn't it?
Good watching there.
No turkey. No turkey, Mr. Walton.
No turkey.
It's terrible.
No turkey. No. I have to tell you, guys, if you're not aware of,
don't like it.
Turkey's not a big. Well, certainly not with my generation. It's not a big thing. It's chicken, pork, lamb, and beef for Christmas, Simon. It's not regular for folks that have turkey.
Yeah, I think here in Australia, for barbecuing and stuff like that, it's pretty much like shrimps on the barbie, prawns they call them, big prawns. Lamb's a big one, beef and chicken predominantly. Not a lot of turkey here, Simon, either, but I understand it's very much traditional in America and England and stuff like that, isn't it? Turkey.
Yeah.
Pretty much traditional. So, but yeah. Anyway, that's cool. I'm glad we all had a wonderful Christmas. So that's an important time of the year for everyone, to sit back, family, friends, enjoy company, and that's it.
Well,
That's
yeah. I must say, my family's always got together. When my mum was alive, we traipsed off to Devon in this massive house and stuff. So we're kind of, my sister's very kind enough to sort of, keep that going. It's a bit more disparate than it used to be. We don't all stay in the same house, but my brother didn't come this year. He's got but pretty much we're still all getting together and things and kind of, having a few days together, so we can throw things at each other and kind of
lovely to hear. So
well, it as I said to people, it's lovely that you go away for 5 days, but you've got to go for less time than actually for amount of time before they wind you up and you want to kill them all and bury them in the garden. You can't, you've got to leave before that happens, otherwise it's not going to work, and everybody has to accept, if your brother or sister winds you up a lot, after 2 days, then you better leave after 1 day and 3/4. So you've done that.
Yeah.
That's fine, by the way. I think that's allowed in the rules of this stuff, that expectation you have to turn up from Monday to Friday, so it's like, it doesn't always, get 20 people together, it's not going to work like that.
That's true. Simon, there's a few people in the chat I've just noticed. Do you want to do a shout?
Yes.
So wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Good morning to John ZD351. Out for lunch today, having a nice time. Helene O'Hara, good morning, Helene. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. There's a vegetarian amongst this is Helene, so we'll see.
Sorry to talk about all the cooked food, Helene.
Yeah.
But, the cooked meats.
Guitar Talk Universe, Quentin. Good morning, Quentin. We know it's you. Don't worry, Quentin. It's fine. Arvin, of course. Good morning, Arvin. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good Christmas. Ben Tom as well. Put a message first thing. I don't know if he's still here, but he's gone to bed. He's had any sense. He's gone to bed. Ben Tom, thanks for the message. I hope you're well. And I hope you had a good Christmas and stuff.
Cheers.
I think that's everybody who's commented so far. So
no, that's lovely. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome all. Nice Christmas.
Again, it's just a bit of a festive show. We might as well show off a couple of things. I'm only going to show off one thing really that I got for Christmas. I got a lot of little knickknacks and nice things and whatnot. But
knickknacks. Show us your knickknacks.
What's relevant to the show anyway? I got this box.
Just hold on, bro. Give me 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds, bro. Hold on. Hold on.
Got to find the controls. Oh,
hold on, bro.
Where are the controls? Oh,
I got this.
Resting isolation.
And inside the box. Oh goodness!
Oh, look at those!
If I haven't got enough stripes already,
are you seriously wearing those? Honestly, those are shoes of a teenager.
I'll be wearing them, Simon. Don't you worry. I'll be wearing them.
He can pull them off.
I hope we tie the laces up. And don't wander around with those laces undone.
No, I'm gonna trip over on the laces deliberately, just
to be young, cool, and trendy.
Hey, they go with this really well.
They do look good though, bro. Are they from the States, colour. From the the EVH shop, are they?
Yes, they are. They're EVH. I don't know if you can see they're Fed Income EVH ones. They're the real deal. So yeah, they're very cool.
Real deal.
Like this little cool badge on the side that says EVH2, which is very cool. But I'll wear them in Rewind 80s on stage. Why not? Hey.
Oh yeah.
I thought you wear them indoors.
I wear Converse on stage anyway, so I'll just wear these. Hey, why not?
Yeah.
Hey, why not? If you can,
Why not?
do it. That's what I say. That was I mean, I got a lot of other things as well, lovely things, but that's relevant to the show.
Nice.
No, I love them, bro. Fantastic. They look cool. Rock Professor. What did you? Oh, you've shown it. You told us you got a light, didn't you?
Why? I got a light which I'm using right now. I've got a pretty cool. Again, I got a pretty cool sort of iPad stand. It's pretty good. I like that a lot. This is what it was gave to me. So nothing. Look, got some Brussels sprout socks. There we are. Quite ridiculous.
Oh, I love it.
But nothing of great interest apart from that, really. Suppose there are bits and pieces. But, I thought you'd enjoy the Brussels sprout socks. They're quite funny.
They're very cool, mate. Very cool.
Yeah, very funny. But so that's pretty much me. What did you get, Mr. Wilson? Did you get anything fun musically wise?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. If you give me 2 seconds, guys. So I've already put some brown wrapping on it, but I got this volume 1 of this that came out a couple of years ago, and I looked at it and I read reviews about it, and I didn't bother getting it, but it was bought for me. So I've got it. I'll put it in a book covering because I'm taking it away to read, guys. Volume 2 came out a couple of months ago. So I'm going to tell you guys, this is what I'm going to do, and I've just skimmed through it. The amount of detail these two guys have given about what McCartney was doing post the Beatles from 1969 to 73, 74, Brad. And then the next volume is from 74, Simon, up to 1980.
Is this Mark Lewisham Part 2, is it? Everyone has to write multi-volumes of everything to do with the Beatles. It's quite funny.
It's remarkable. And so what I'm going to do, I've set myself a task. I'm going to listen to every Paul McCartney album that's been released post the Beatles while I'm away.
Simon,
wow.
Get ready for some Paul McCartney rankings, my friend.
You're right, yeah. Coming to a show near you soon, yeah.
But I'm going to. I just in preparation, guys, because the two authors, talk about it, and I'm going to stick my hand up and say that I haven't listened to all of McCartney's albums. There's a couple of albums, Wings at the Speed of Sound, Wings Over America, Venus and Mars that I've listened to, Band on the Run many times. But there's a lot of other albums that McCartney, the one that came out in '79 with Coming Up, I had that. But that's the homework.
Speedway.
Yeah. I can say that I can't recall ever listening to that from beginning to end. I can't recall.
I'm going to say something very controversial here.
Please do.
I have listened to everything McCartney's done. I've got a lot of it on CD. But I will say this, and I had this discussion in the car the other day about, say, Queen was being played, for example, and Freddie Mercury had a solo career, and I hope I don't offend anyone here, but his solo career was rubbish compared to being in Queen. And I'm not going to say McCartney's stuff is rubbish because there's a lot of amazing songs that he wrote, but I still never think he can really top anything he did in the Beatles. And the reason I say that is because we've said it many times on the show, there's something about the chemistry of four people that brings out the best in people. Does that make sense? Like say for example, the
Yeah.
chemistry of a band like the Beatles. I know he wrote a lot of stuff with John, but a lot of the stuff he wrote on his own in the Beatles too, in the later part of their career especially. But because of that influence of having those other three amazing musicians in the band, I think it brought out the best in Paul during that period. And I love a lot of his solo career and the Wings. I love a lot of it, but nothing, in my opinion, ever is going to match what he did in the Beatles. And I hope that doesn't offend anyone, but I think what I'm getting at is, Andrew, when you're listening to this stuff, is you'll probably, that might resonate with you as well. I think when you're listening to a lot of people.
I'll stick my hand up and say that I was never really enthralled with a lot of the solo stuff that he did, from what I heard. Wings Across America is a great album. That live album, The Greatest Hits, that we've ranked on the channel, is a great album, and Band on the Runs. So that's three great albums. But
the first McCartney album had the one with the cherries, and that has like a sort of a certain down home charm to it as well, I think.
That's the first one that I listened to yesterday, and it's quite bluesy. There's a couple of blues tracks on there. I was quite surprised.
I was only listening to McCartney Back to the Egg, I think the album's called. That's got John Paul Jones and John Bonham on it on a couple of tracks and things like that. And that's a great album. But it's
a great album. I forgot about that album.
There's also a couple of, like, every McCartney album he does some amazing songs. I'm not knocking him, but there was just something about when he was in the Beatles. I think he wrote differently, because he was always trying to, excel as a songwriter in the Beatles, and I think he got a bit complacent in his solo career, or the chemistry thing just it inspired him a lot more during that. I'm going to upset a lot of people here, aren't I? I think
you need John Lennon was the grit, that made the pearl.
Yeah. And I will say, even with John Lennon's solo career, I love a lot of his albums and a lot of the songs he wrote post the Beatles, but I still reckon his magic was, in that later period of the Beatles. That's where John really excelled. And that goes for all of them, really, doesn't it? Even Harrison wrote an amazing first few albums and whatnot post Beatles, but a lot of those songs are probably written during that period with the Beatles that never got released. You know what I mean? So I think the inspiration was there because of each other. And I was saying this about Queen and relating to Freddie is because I agree, Helen, that everything that Freddie's voice is on is amazing, of course, but in comparison to what he did with Queen, I think it was pretty throwaway, his solo career, in comparison to what he did with Queen. And he wrote amazing music and whatnot with Queen. And just, I think it's the chemistry of other musicians that you're with that brings out the best in people. You know what I mean? I think it just goes to show that a band is so important. Even there might be one solo, there might be one primary songwriter in a band, but it's the other members that bring out the best in them as well. That's what I'm trying to say.
So I'm looking forward to spending the next couple of weeks going through all of McCartney's and Wings solo albums, because being a Beatles fan and a Paul McCartney fan, I haven't done that. And then unfortunately, I've given myself the task after that of doing John Lennon's solo stuff, which will be painful.
Sure.
You're not a big fan of his solo stuff?
No, I'm not. I'm not a big fan of his solo stuff at all. He's probably released 3 or 4, maybe half a dozen, a clutch of songs during that 10-year period that might be pretty good, but the stuff, and I was a big John Lennon stuff, and I've listened to all his albums, but that was 30 years ago, guys. So I want to give it you know, it's just an experiment that I'm going to do with myself to see if my appreciation has changed, because I can't argue what you've just said about the ingredient, that magic that those four guys had in the 1960s. Did they go and do some great songs? You know, imagine, you know, people can say that's one of the greatest songs ever written. Fine, you know, his Christmas song, Merry Christmas, Instant Karma, you know. Didn't he do that with the Beatles?
I think a lot of those songs in the early part of Lennon's career were probably penned. Some of them might have been penned. But I will say this, Walls and Bridges is a great album. If you listen to that, I think that's a fantastic album. I was listening to that a couple of weeks ago, and I thought this would be a good one to do on the show. 20
years since I've heard that album from cover to cover. 20 years. So
I think I've got
certainly looking forward to it.
I think I've got a couple. I've got the Plastic Ono Band and Imagine on vinyl. My cupboard over there.
Yeah.
Dig 'em out.
Double Fantasy gave us a glimpse of where he was going. Double Fantasy's got some good stuff on it. I remember being a young guy, you know, spending $25 to get that double album, and taking that home. And when you're a young guy, you're comparing always back then. You know, I was comparing that to what he was doing with the Beatles, and you know, I was highly disappointed. Highly disappointed.
I think.
Well, before you go on, Brad, we need to say hello to your mum. Good morning to Ellen.
Hello, Mum.
Good morning, Ellen. Hope you had a good Christmas. She arrived. Yes.
Yeah, so I agree. I think it'd be an interesting experiment, Andrew, and I think that that's a good one to do.
And the only reason why I'm doing that, mate, is because, you know, of the information that's in this book, which talks about what he was doing up around the time of this album, and the stuff that was happening behind the background, and what was the influence behind it. And we all know, because we've been doing this show together for a few years, that has a big emphasis on your appreciation of the band or the music, getting that background story. I personally love it, and it does have an effect on how I listen to something. So I'll keep you guys in the loop on how that goes.
Even listening to I listened to the audiobook Brothers by Alex Van Halen, and then I listened to some early Van Halen after it, and I was listening to it and thinking of it a little differently. You know what I mean? Yeah, it certainly does have an effect on listening to the music afterwards. So,
yeah, 100%. Especially for me, listening to Van Halen 2, especially after reading that book, had some significance, because Alex, you know, spoke about that album, you know, as far as his drumming was going. So yeah. I certainly look forward to it. And also, guys, if I can, this hasn't arrived, and it probably won't arrive until about the 20th. But I've got this coming. Share screen. Give me a second. I've got one of these coming.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh wow!
Yeah, a Gibson EB bass, the short scale bass. Yeah, I have to get it. I just need it, because I just love Jack Bruce so much. I love that early stuff, Brad. Free, you know, that cheap Chinese bass, Japanese bass that I got. You know, I've been playing it constantly. I have to tell you though, guys, I haven't picked up a guitar for the past week. I've just been bassing myself crazy. I just love the bass. I love it, bro. I love it.
It's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. Well done, Andrew. Well done. Congratulations. When that arrives, that'll be a nice one.
Yeah. We got Tony Bowen here in the chat, and he unfortunately had a flu over the Christmas period. So, and he bought the 24 Nights Clapton vinyl definitive, and it's class. Tony, if you want, go back and check on the channel. We've got a playlist. The Rock Professor, Brad, and I, and Michael also, we did some of our great shows on that album. Guys, we can pat ourselves on the back, can't we? We gave that the treatment, didn't we, boys?
Yeah, it was
and we should say that Michael did a really great interview with the sound engineer for that, didn't he?
Yes.
He did on Michael Also's channel. He's got an interview with the guy who did the I think the front of house sound or some. I think that's what he did. Anyway, so that's worth checking out, Tony, if you've got a bit of time.
Yeah.
I hope you're feeling better. Go over the flu.
Get well. Get well. It's a real crappy time to be sick. Yeah, over Christmas. So yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't take it with you, Helene.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, boys, it's been an interesting week. Not having to get up and go to work, it's just great. It's just great being lazy for a while.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Hit the beach. I hit the beach on the 4th, catching up with some friends. We're going to go on the 4th. So when's that?
Yeah.
When's that? 5 days from now,
Saturday.
something like that.
4 days. Yeah, 4 days, 5 days, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And Brad, when do you go back to work?
Unfortunately, I'm going back on the 2nd. Got a big mammoth task to do on the 3rd onwards for a few weeks. So, yeah, not looking forward to that. Haven't really had enough rest, if that makes sense. I've been on the go a bit, so I'm disappointed that I have to go back to work so early. But hey, the upside is at least I can go and work, so I shouldn't be complaining. You know what I mean? So
sure.
I know. I'm pleased that you can go back to work as well, Brad.
Listen here, Mr. Retiree.
Yeah. There's a smug retiree at the back. Stop that now. I know. Yeah,
no, it's let's be honest, there's people a lot worse off, and over this period of time, it's hard for some people that don't have a lot of money and stuff like that. So I'm not complaining, guys. It's not complaining at all.
No.
It is what it is, You get reminders you get reminders all the time that it could be a lot worse in life. You know what I mean? So, hey,
100%. I'm just having a look on the channel before we end the show, guys. I'm just looking. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going back here live. I want to see who did the last ranking. So the last ranking was so Brad did Doyle, then I did Stevie. And then we had our top 5 show, our Christmas show, and now we're doing it. So, Rock Professor, you've got the first pick for for the next show. So, don't want to put any pressure on you, but over the next week or so, if you want to pick something, because I'd love to do a show card and just have something on the channel for when people pop by and see that we've got at least something coming up, if that's okay.
No, that's absolutely yes. I will, of course. Yeah, I haven't thought about it. It's yeah. I'll think about it. When do you want to do the show? Not next Saturday, not next Sunday. You out? Next
no.
Sunday?
Oh no. It'll have to be the week of the we're weeks away.
Okay.
3-4 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's right. Cool. That's okay.
Yeah.
If you can give me how long I've got.
Yeah. If you can just give us something, and I'll do some shorts. I put a couple of shorts up on the channel, guys. YouTube sent out a thing saying,
doing well.
To keep your algorithm on your channel going, to do some shorts and some posts and stuff like that, guys, because our regular show obviously has an algorithm going with the channel, so we want to sort of keep that up with some kind of activity. So I'll be doing some shorts, Brad, and if there's anything that you want to flick over for us to put up, bro, give me a yell. Same with you, Simon, if there's anything that you want to flick over.
Yep, we'll try and keep some content going. We seem to be picking
picking up a lot of views. We're up to we're seeing we've got 825,000 views nearly. So
Wow.
cruising
Awesome.
towards 1 million views, guys.
There you go.
Do you mind, Brad, if I edit a couple of videos that have links to your Instagram channel for shorts on our channel? Do you mind if I do that?
Absolutely not. Go for it.
And
do it.
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
so if I go and raid some pictures and some stuff off.
Of course, mate. Of course, no problem at all.
Yeah.
No problem at
Okay,
all.
yeah. Because I was thinking about that yesterday. That's good for the channel too. So we'll do some shorts and some stuff like that. And
yeah, for sure.
I might even do something like that for Hugh's channel as well, just to give Hugh a boost.
Yeah.
With
good.
just links to his channel.
Sounds good, Andrew. No problem here. Any promotion is good promotion, isn't it? Even bad promotion is good promotion. So
well, yeah. Bad Brad, the backdoor man. Sounds like a wrestler now, eh?
oh, yeah. But no problem at all. No problem at all, Andrew. No problem at all.
Fantastic. What else, guys? So I think we're going to wind the show up. Good to see you guys, and we'll come back with some shows next year. Brad's got some gigs and some new music, so he'll keep us up to date with what he's going to be doing. As far as that's going to be concerned, so we look forward to hearing that, bro.
Yeah, I've got to chip away at a few things. I'm following up. It's a bad time of the year to be chasing things, but I'm trying to work on a few things for some shows throughout 25. Sporadic. Try and keep the momentum there. Hopefully have some new music released. Sort of.
Yeah, cool.
Middle of next year, sort of thing. I'm hoping, but we'll see how that goes. You know how things are. You plan things, and sometimes it stretches out a bit longer than you thought. But we'll do the best we can. It's all time, money, and everything like that. But yeah, and I've got a fair bit of work with Rewind 80s as well coming up, which is great because it all helps to pay for things like buying things. So
buying things.
There'll be no more buying things for me for a while if I'm going to be recording. So because it costs money, you know what I mean? It's not. It's not like the old days as well. You got to pay for it all yourself, unfortunately. Not like you get record advances and all the rest of it. So,
no, you don't. And I'm going to give folks a bit of a heads up too that Brad and I have been speaking off camera, about doing some in-depth Guns N' Roses shows next year. When we were doing the Christmas show with Brad, it dawned on me when Brad made a couple of comments, and we've ranked Appetite with Destruction, and we've done a few shows where we've spoken about how great Slash is, how great that album was, Duff McKagan, what he was doing when he was 20 years old or 22, what these guys were doing with that album. And then I sent a message to Brad saying, we've got to deep dive that album some more. So, and Brad said, yeah. So Rock Professor, unfortunately, Rock Professor, we're going to be doing some Guns N' Roses shows. Jump on.
Everything's all right with me. All right. I don't know what else have you. I've got something quite exciting happening this coming year, because I think in May we're going to Austin, Texas.
Oh,
for a couple of weeks.
Wow.
So that'll be exciting. So,
lucky you.
Wow.
Lucky you, Simon. That's
cruising the pawn shops of Austin.
Wow.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, fantastic.
Very exciting.
Are we out of here, guys? Are we out of here?
I'll leave you to get to the beach.
Just hold on. So Helene is right. Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, great albums. The Spaghetti Incident, GNR.
Yes. 100%.
That video of them at the Ritz, Remember when that came out, man? Remember that video? Oh,
I spent many a
Oh.
drink watching that after a night out somewhere, or go and watch a band come home, put that on video and watch it again.
Oh.
You know, I watched that a billion times.
oh, I just watched it the other day. I was watching Duff doing Rocket Queen, and that riff that he does, and it's just, and he's just standing there, mate, and he just owns that stage,
yeah.
that guy. And then Slash comes up to him, and they look at each other. They give each other that look, bro.
Yeah. And there's something about you know, that version of Rocket Queen 2, Andrew, where Axel disappears and
Yeah.
Slash down, and they're like, you know, it's just yeah, they're getting into it. But it's brilliant. But there's something, I think, on that MTV the live at the Ritz, there's something about Steven Adler that stands out, that he was a big part of that sound. You know what I mean?
100%. So if you watch that, go and watch that, and it's on YouTube, folks. So Adler's sitting down, he's got his little drum kit there, and he's bouncing, and he's incredible drummer.
Yeah.
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 Is
incredible.
Is that Red Bull?
I think it's something a little bit more stronger than that, right, Professor?
Mr. Steven Adler, but yeah.
But
Addled with Adler, yes.
Just a great band. What a great time. What a great you know, that just blew everybody away. And yeah. So go and check that out, folks, if you haven't watched it in preparation, that live at the Ritz. And you know, it's just fantastic. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
Are we out of here?
Yeah, let's do it, guys. Thanks for joining.
Off to your barbecue. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Take care, and Happy New Year. We'll see you next year.
Have a safe one, guys.
Next year.
See you next year. Bye.
Where's this video? Here it is.